Talk skill number 5, how to close. How to close. This one freaks people out. For the professional, closing is a natural byproduct of following up. You're going to follow up. You're going to ask some questions. Attempt to close. If you can, fine. If you can't, next exposure. You're going to go from exposure to exposure to exposure to exposure, condensing them as much as possible. Your goal is education and understanding, not getting someone. You need good posture in closing, which takes a little bit of work, and you need to ask good questions. You need to ask good questions. Got it? I know I went kind of quick. How the pros approach it. 1, they are emotionally detached when they're in the closing process. They're looking to help a person make a positive decision for themselves. 2, their goal is education and understanding. 3, they are extremely assumptive. They're genuinely shocked when a person doesn't want to join. They're like, what, really? They're just assuming. Their language is assuming. Most amateurs don't realize it, but they are apologizing the entire time. They're apologizing when they're inviting. They're apologizing when they're answering questions. They're apologizing when they're following up. They're apologizing when they're closing, and they're wondering why they're not getting results. They're apologizing all the time. Think about your language and your posture. They also know people are joining them. A lot of you are saying, hey, come check out my product. Some of you are saying, hey, come check out my opportunity. But you know what leaders kind of say? In addition to that, come join me. Come join us. Let's do it together. 1 + 1 adds up to 5. 1 + 1 adds up to 10. We can do some amazing things together. They know that the prospect needs some emotional security blanket, that you're committed. You can't just, they have to have some belief in you, like Mike said. They have to believe that that leader is going to be somebody that they can respect and that they can do business with. They don't have to be exactly the same as, but leaders know that people are joining them. And leaders are always prepared. When it comes to closing, you see it somebody after a presentation, after a meeting, and they got a prospect who's interested, and they're like, where's my stuff? Do you have one of those brochures? Do you have a CD? Do you have an application? Do you have this? Do you have a product sample? I don't have. Amateurs do that. Professionals don't. They're just ready. They got their packets. They got their products. They are good to go. Always prepared. And they ask great questions. They just ask great questions. So let's talk about those questions. Immediately after any exposure, I'm going to give you a few questions. There's a lot of questions that you can ask and you can go after. I've found that if you can reduce them down to as few as possible that everybody does on the team, it's better for you. Amateurs say, hey, what did you think? I said that for years. I was confused why I wasn't getting good results. Asking, what did you think, invites the critic. What did you think? Well, it invites the objection. Professionals ask leading questions. Did it make sense? Pretty exciting, isn't it? What did you like best about what you just saw? That's my favorite. What did you like best about what you just saw? Some people like to say, what do you like more, the product or the opportunity? My favorite of all of these is what did you like best? You watched the DVD. Did you see the DVD? Yes. What did you like best? Did you listen to the CD? Yes. What did you like best? Did you listen to the conference call? Yes. What did you like best? Did you watch the webinar? Yes. What did you like best? Did you see the online video? Yes. What did you like best? They will tell you. And it's going to be generally positive. What did you like best? Follow-up question I like a lot. Oops. Hold on. This one's missing. But here's the question. Follow-up question I like, on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being you don't have any interest in, 10 being you're ready to get going right this second. Where are you? Where do you see yourself? And I wait for the answer. So if I go to Adriana, what did you like best about what you just saw? Give me an answer. Make something up. Seems like people are making money. So let me ask you a question. Scale of 1 to 10. 1, you have no interest at all in even pursuing this any farther. And 10, you're kind of excited about it. You maybe like to do something with this. Where do you see yourself? Yeah, where are you? 1 to 10. 6. Now, anything over a 1 is good. I'm serious. What does a 2 say? There's a chance, but you have to convince me. There's some work you got to do before I'm ready to pull the trigger here. I've got some serious doubts, but I'm not closing the door. 1 closes the door. So if they say a 2, you just say, well, what can I do to help you get to a 3 or a 4 or a 5? Well, I need to know more about the product. I need to check this thing out. I need to see if it's for real. I got to do this. I got to do that. And then you just set up the next exposure to do that. If they say a 6, 7, 8, and they say it with a little bit of energy, I go right into a 4-question process that I've used for 20 years. This little 4-question close at the end of an exposure will get you more results than you can even believe. And it's learnable. All of you can learn it. Question number 1. Based upon what you've just seen, if you were to get started with this company on a part-time basis, let me ask you this question, Adriana. Based upon what you just saw, you said you're a 6 on a scale of 1 to 10. If you were to get started, just hypothetically, on a part-time basis, about how much would you need to make per month in order to make it worth your time? About $3,000. I don't say, hey, would you like to make $10,000 a month? I don't say that. You'll be surprised at how low these numbers are when you ask people. If you were to get started part-time, how much would you need to make in order to make it worth your time? $500 a month, $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month, whatever. Okay? Simple question. Questions in the book, too, so you'll be able to take a look at it any time. Number 2, Adriana. About how many hours a week could you commit to developing that kind of income?
Well, I work about 80 hours a week, so maybe 5 or 10.
5 or 10 hours a week to develop a $3,000 a month income? Okay, fair enough, because you work 80 hours a week, you say? Question number 3, how many months would you work those kind of hours in order to be able to get to your $3,000 a month? Have to happen pretty fast? Yeah? Do you mind asking me, letting me know how much you make with your 80 hours a week right now? About $80,000 a year. So you're making about $6,500 a month, working 80 hours a week, and you want to make $3,000 a month working 5 hours a week, and it has to happen pretty fast. I just want to be real with you. We might need to adjust some of those expectations or something, I'm just trying to understand where you're at. You know what I mean? I want to help. Okay? So how many months would you be willing to commit 5 to 10 hours a week to develop a $3,000 monthly income? 9 months. 9 months. Fantastic. So question number 4, if I could show you how to develop an income of $3,000 per month, working about 5 to 10 hours a week over the course of the next 9 months, would you be ready to get started? Sure. Now, how do you show them? You pull out your compensation plan, you give them a little game plan that shows them how to be able to get that kind of income, which every one of you should be able to do. Not hard. You got to get X number of people. You're going to, get to this rank, get to that rank, make these different things happen. You work out a game plan. 5 to 10 hours a week is how many 15-minute blocks? 20 to 40 15-minute blocks that you could spend over the course of a week in order to be able to develop that type of income. You can put together a game plan, make that happen. All right, I'm excited for you, Adriana. This is going to be fun. Okay? So I'll start over, and I'll use Albert here. Albert, based upon what you've just seen, if you were to get started with this thing on a part-time basis, about how much would you need to earn per month in order to make it worth your time? At least $500 a month. Fantastic. How many hours a week do you think you could commit to doing that, to developing that kind of income?
Probably about 5, 6 hours.
5, 6 hours a week. And how many months would you be willing to work that 5, 6 hours a week, building up to that $500 a month income? Couple months? All right. So if I could show you how to develop that $500 a month over the next couple months, working 5, 6 hours a week, would you be ready to get started? Yeah, why not? I'm just giving him his answers back to him. I'm asking him what he would call success in this business. When I ask question number 1, how much would you need to earn per month in order for you to rearrange your life and to take on something new? The reason why, in order to make this worth your time, is such an important part of this question is because they got to go, okay, what would be worth my time? The distraction, what I got to do with family, what I got to do with my job, I got to put in some extra stuff. And they come up with a number in their brain that would justify it. And they go, click, click, click. Nope, that's not enough for the distraction. Click, click, click. Nope, that's not enough for the distraction. Click, click, click. Okay, that's the number that would be worth it. $3,000, $5,000, $6,000. Okay, fantastic. Then how many hours a week could you commit to developing that $6,000 a month? And they go, I can move this here, I can move this there, I can make this happen. Okay, I'd give it 10 hours a week. I'd give it 20 hours a week, whatever it is. How many months would you be willing to do that? Okay, I got to be reasonable here. I got to give it a little bit of a commitment. I can't expect instant results. I got to, all right, I'd give it a year. Give it a year. If I could show you how to get everything that you want. Are you ready to go? Well, yeah, you're showing me how to get what I want. I'm ready to go. Now, they're either going to be ready to go or they're going to go, I got to talk to my spouse. I'm just not sure about the time. I just don't know about the money. It's the holidays. I got to pay for Christmas. I got to figure out how I'm going to do all this stuff. You say, listen, no pressure, no drama. Don't worry about it. What can I do to help you become a little bit more comfortable? And just move them to the next exposure. And after that next exposure, help them ask the questions again. Maybe the answers adjust a little bit. Then move them to the next exposure, ask them the questions again. Your job is to ask the questions and help them come up with a decision that they want, not one that you want. You want to make $50,000 a month? You want to make $20,000 a month? You want to change your life? You want to walk away from your job? Well, maybe they don't. You don't know. These 4 questions will liberate you and will liberate them. Okay? If their expectations are unrealistic, you got to just say they're unrealistic. You got to either change your income goal, your hours goal, or your month's goal, but I can't show you how to get to $10,000 a month working 1 hour a week over the course of the next 3 weeks. I can't do it. You can have your 10,000, but it might be more hours or more months to get there. Again, what would a consultant say if somebody was unrealistic? You're unrealistic. I can help you. I'm not saying that your vision isn't possible, but we have to adjust some things to be able to get there. So it's 4 things. How much money, how many hours, how many months, if I would you. Okay? All right. Here's what I want you to do. Make a quick note in your quick little outline in your notes. Question number 1, or just point number 1, what did you like best? Number 2, 1 to 10. And then these 4 things. What did you like best? 1 to 10, and then these 4 things. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Now I want you to find another partner that you do not know. And I want you to ask those 2 questions, or ask these 6 questions actually. Ask these 6 questions of them and create a plan by the time you're done and see how it feels when you do that. 6 questions. What'd you like best? 1 to 10. How much money? How many hours? How many months? If I would you. Ready? Go. When you're done, come back and sit down. You got 5 minutes. Two minutes. 2 minutes. Okay, start wrapping it up. Head back to your seats.
Have you seen the chairs? I haven't seen chairs. That's what I asked. I'm going to go put on.
Okay. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everybody give them a big round of applause. All right. All right. Give me some insights. Tell me what you learned in this process. Yes. You're giving them back exactly what they want. What a concept. And they talk themselves into it. And the good thing is you can actually deliver what they want as long as it's not way out of whack. What else did you learn? Settle in with me, guys. Makes it so easy. Here's the thing that I want you to understand through all this process. When it comes to inviting, if you have a simple method of operation, a roadmap, a track to run on, drama goes away, stress goes away, it gets easy, you can do this. When you're following up and answering questions, if you have a simple track to run on, ask a question, tell a story, ask a question, there's only two kinds. Okay, I can do that. At the end of the presentation, instead of locking up, do what the pros do. Ask a few questions and give them what they want. By asking the questions, you find out what they want, and you can give it to them in network marketing. You can ask these questions in running your own small business, and you can't deliver. But in network marketing, you can. You can give them a game plan, yeah. Isn't it amazing that she's amazed at how professional the language is making us sound so quickly? We went from being lost to being like high-paid consultants. Yes. Yeah, she's shocked that there's a mathematical process, just a simple process, a professional approach. Why do we talk about becoming a network marketing professional? And speaking of that, I need the Elmo for a second. I need you to do something for me. Everybody, I need you to swear a solemn oath. This word needs to go away. I don't want you talking about the industry of network marketing anymore. Let it go. Erase that word. And I'm going to tell you why. If you replace that word with profession, the ripple effect in your organization will be so radical and so massive you won't even be able to measure it. Talking about our industry does one thing, but when you talk about our profession, the profession of network marketing, the career path of network marketing, this is a group of professionals, not just a group of people stuck in an industry. Let go of industry. Throw it away. Play a game where you got to put $1 in the cookie jar every time you say industry. Let it go. Kill that word. Replace it with profession. Watch what happens. Watch your group pride grow. Watch the aspiration of people to become professional grow. Let go of industry. That's become pervasive in network marketing, and we need to be focused on our profession. Why did we start Network Marketing Pro in the first place? To try and raise the level of professionalism from this little backstreet hucksters to a real career. So the skills that I'm teaching you today are about career skills. They're about profession skills. The amateur just throws a bunch of stuff up against the wall, sees what happened. The professional says, I'm going to learn how to find people with unending ability. I'm going to learn how to invite them and teach them with a process that's simple and makes sense. Direct, indirect, super indirect, 8 steps. If I would you, I'm going to confirm it. I'm going to follow up, do what I said I was going to do. If I get questions and objections, I'm ready for them. I know exactly what to do. Question, story, story, question. I'm good to go. When it comes to closing, I'm going to ask 6 questions. Did it make sense? See what I'm saying? What else did you learn in this process? Any other distinctions? Yeah. Your sponsor used this on you when you started with your company? Gave you ownership. Made you feel like you're in control. Sure. You don't even set them. They set them. You know what you'll find is they'll be way more realistic than you will in real life, because they're used to, if they're going to take a part-time job, what are they expecting to make in a part-time job? $20 an hour? Let's say 20 or less for a part-time job. They're not going to throw out an expectation where all of a sudden they're making $50, $100 an hour. They won't be able to do it with integrity. So they'll set something based upon, okay, how many hours, what do I want to make? All right, let me add that up. If you can show somebody they can make $50 an hour, which they can make in network marketing, $250 a week, working 5 hours a week, they can do that. That's doable, right? Most of them won't believe you, but yeah, question or insight, yeah. If they give you anything that's unreasonable, say, look, I'd love to help you, but one of your numbers needs to change. You got to change the number of hours you're working. You got to change the number of months. You got to change the amount. And like I said with Adriana, she told me she was working 80 hours a week to earn $6,500 a month, but she wanted to work 5 hours a week and earn an extra $3,000 a month, and it had to happen fast. I was like, what? How long did it take you to build up to your $6,500 a month working 80 hours a week? How many months did you give that? No, I know, but you just made it up? No, I just made it up. Okay. She just gave me an example. Okay, fair enough. The cross-examination of Adriana has concluded. Leave her alone. Sorry.
What if you're at like a home meeting or something? You've got a group of people that you've just gone through this, and so do you go through those 6 questions?
I wouldn't do it with the group. This is something you do individually. Somebody doesn't. This is a personal thing. You're going to be asking people for their own personal path. If I've got multiple people at the end of a presentation, I'm going to say, look, let's set up a time for each of us to talk. And when we talk, or I pull them aside and let me ask you a couple of questions based upon what you just saw. What'd you like best? Based upon what you just saw, 1 to 10, off we go. Yeah.
What if you're talking to somebody who's a veteran of the industry and has experience making $30,000, $100,000 a month, and they know that where they've been, they can do that? So, and your company, it may not.
She's asking, what if you're talking to a veteran in the industry and they're not sure if your company can deliver on their expectations? Just have to have an honest conversation. There's 2 kinds of companies in network marketing, or many kinds, but there's the 2 extremes. One company, you can make a lot of money up front and the residual is very low and it takes forever to develop. Other companies, there's a lot of residual from day one and it takes longer to be able to develop your income. And there's everything in between. There's no right, there's no wrong, but you just got to ask a person what they want based upon their experience, et cetera, et cetera. Everybody pays the same amount. It's just different kinds of compensation structures based upon different immediate gratification, delayed gratification, more residual, long-term passive, or less passive and get more money up front. Who knows what's right, what's wrong? Everybody makes their own decision. Okay? So just have the conversation. All right, one more.
After the 4 questions closed, when they were not ready to go,
Yep.
I felt extremely comfortable rolling right
Yeah, exactly. You felt very comfortable if they weren't ready to go, just moving them if I would you to the next exposure. Do you see how these little hooks, you have a little if I would you that you can fall back on no matter what. You've got a little question or story that you can fall back on no matter what. You see what I mean? Just some structure, some little structure. Now, we just did one exercise on this. How many people feel significantly more confident after one exercise? What if you practiced that and taught that in your trainings, and you spent 10 minutes teaching people how to help the person make a positive decision at the end of an exposure? 10 minutes. Would that impact your organization? Could you create a video on that, put it on YouTube, have people watch it? On each one of these skills? Could you, when this book comes out, make sure people get the book and they study that one chapter that's probably 10 pages long? That covers all of the psychology of how that thing works? Sure. A few bucks. Okay, let's go. We've got a lot to do. Short time to get there. Next. Getting people started. Skill number 6. Getting people started. I had a great mentor when it came to the game plan interview. So many people fall down on this. They spend enormous effort to get a person in and almost no effort to get them started. They just go crazy to get them in, and then they just let them fall on their face. Michael Nelson was my early mentor about this, and he did it the same every single time. I followed him. I took notes from him. I recorded his game plan interview. After every exposure, he would set up a game plan interview. And the game plan interview would do this. Step 1, I'm going to go through each of the 5 steps. 5 steps. Step 1, he validated their decision to join. He sat down and validated their decision. Step 2, he set their expectations. Step 3, Step 3, he went through a getting started checklist. Step 4, he created a fast start game plan to get him through the first couple levels, get him going, get him some success. And step 5, he ended it with specific assignments. That's the 5-part structure of a game plan interview. Those 5 things, you teach this, you duplicate this through your organization, your results will just multiply like you cannot believe. This is what the professionals do when they have massive momentum. This is what the professionals do. They do not leave people behind. They set expectations. I didn't do this at the beginning. At the beginning, I just signed somebody up and just basically said, okay, now I work for you. And they just sat there and waited for me to make something happen for them. Let's walk through these 5 things. Validating their decision. Here's what Michael did and what I learned to do. First of all, he set a game plan interview. A person got started. He said, okay, I want to meet with you for 45 minutes or so, 45 to 60 minutes. Let's meet at Starbucks. Let's get you set up and started in your business. It is the best 1 hour you can spend with that person for their entire career. Because if you don't spend that hour, you will spend they'll either quit or you'll spend countless hours fixing the damage that was created. This is the most efficient use of your time by far. And some people, I'm too busy, do all these game plan interviews. I'm bringing all these people in, I'm too busy. Well, if you don't spend an hour here, you'll spend 20 hours, 40 hours, 60 hours later. And lots of damage will be caused in the meantime. Congratulate them on making their decision. Tell them, hey, I'm proud of you for taking charge of your life. From now on, things are going to be different. This usually just takes a few minutes. Because even if they've joined, they're still nervous. They're going, man, did I make the right choice? Have I done the right thing? I'm not so sure if I've done the right thing. Just validate them. Pat them on the back. Tell them they're the smart one. You took the right pill. Good for you. You're different. You're special. Other people aren't like you. You don't conform to the world. You're taking charge of your life. Good for you. This is the beginning of the rest of your life. I'm excited for you. It just takes a few minutes, but it's an important few minutes. They need to hear it. Step number 2, set their expectations. Here's what Michael said. Michael said, and I couldn't believe this. This was so foreign to me. If he sat down with somebody, he said, listen, if you succeed, and he said it every time, if you succeed in this business, guess what? That success is going to be up to you, not to me. You're going to be the one that made it happen. And if you fail in this business, that's going to be because of you and not because of me. You're in charge of success and failure. The resources are available to you, but it's up to you in the end. My job is to help you become independent from me as quickly as possible. That is my number one job. Help you become independent from me as quickly as humanly possible. There's going to be ups and downs. How do you want me to handle that when you're down? How do you want me to help you when you're down? Here's when I'm going to know that you're down. You're not showing up to the meetings. You're not on the calls. I'm calling you. You're not answering. You're not calling me. I'm knowing you're having a bad day. And guess what? Everybody has bad days. I have bad days. Everybody has bad days. You're going to have bad days, bad weeks, bad months. You're going to be discouraged. Things are going to happen. I know you're excited now, but there's going to be ups and downs. Letting them know there's going to be ups and downs. Is that helpful or harmful? Helpful. How do you want me to handle that? Do you want me to grab you by the lapels and remind you why you did this in the first place? Or you want me to just let you fade? Grab me by the lapels. All right, now you got permission. One of the most important conversations, setting the expectations. Setting the expectations of the new person. This is, again, another 5 minutes, not very long. But what is the expectation that you're setting? It's their business. You're there as a resource. I'm going to work with you. I'm not going to work for you. You take a step, I take a step. It's your life, your business. I'm going to help. Part 3 is the getting started checklist. Every company has their own getting started checklist. Here's the things that you need to do. Here's the appropriate products that you're going to need. Here, let's talk about the appropriate tools that you're going to have available. Let's talk about getting you connected via email, to the website, to the group meetings, to the regular calls, to the events. Here's the stuff to get them connected. Here's a basic compensation plan sketch, not a deep dive, just a basic compensation plan sketch. They know how to get through the first couple levels, the basics of what they need to do. And here's some invitation fundamentals. Let's talk about who we're going to be inviting and how we're going to be inviting them. Let's make sure we don't make a bunch of mistakes right up front. Let's just talk about some basics of that. Here's some outlines of what we can do, and let's talk about some examples we're going to do with your family, with your friends. Let's practice with some people. Let's do some different things. Let's use this tool. Let's drive them to this home meeting. Let's do this launch, whatever it happens to be that works your getting started checklist inside of your company. Spend a few minutes. Number 4, a fast start game plan. This is, your job is to get some results before they get discouraged. Because they came in with a lottery mentality. You're trying to get them a little win. They don't need to win the Mega Millions, but they need to win $5. They just need to get a customer. They need to get some encouragement. They need to have a little success. They need to, it could start with get personal product results. If you have a product that gets somebody personal results, get them emotionally attached to the product. That helps that person become sticky. Find their first customers. Let's do this quick. It's a race. Sponsor their first distributors. Let's come up with a plan to be able to get that to happen quickly. Achieve a new rank. Let's help them get to that, a new rank. Come up with a game plan. Challenge them to do it. Give them some assignments to get there. Attend their first event. Huge. To a fast start. Getting them to a first event, a big event, an experiential event, as quickly as you can. Introduce them to people. Get their first commission check. Get their first commission check, no matter how big it is. Just get a check where it shows up and they go, oh my gosh, it's real. It's real. This is going to turn into something that's not more than just hope. Wow, this can happen for me. So the purpose of this in the game plan interview is to come up with a couple simple steps that give them the best possible chance for success. It's not to go deep and we're going to map out your 90 days and we're going to come up with your 1-year goals and your why that makes you cry and all this stuff. It's no, let's see what we can do this week to get some results now. Let's get you going now. Let's get some things moving now. Let's get your rank advanced now. You're going to set some expectations. This is what we do here. This is how fast we run here. This is how we explode our business here. Okay? And number 5, specific assignments. Specific assignments. Remember we talked about exposure to exposure to exposure with your prospects? It doesn't stop with your new distributor. You had them watch a video, and then you had them come to a home meeting, you had them get on a 3-way call, and you had them try the product, and then they joined your business. But then you need to have them do the next thing, and then you need to have them do the next thing. You need to get on a phone call with your upline leadership so they can congratulate them and welcome them into the business. You need to have them come to the company convention. We need to have them read the company literature. We need to have them watch the company videos that will inspire them even farther. So exposure to exposure to exposure, because they're in, but they're not in yet. It's not in them yet. You have to continue the exposure process as a sponsor. Then you're going to give them assignments with deadlines. I need you to make your list. And as soon as you're done, get back to me. I need you to start using the product, and within 72 hours, I need you to get back to me and let me know how you feel. And I need you to develop your story that you're going to tell people. I need you to bring 3 people to this meeting. I need you to put somebody on a 3-way call today. I need you to get somebody onto the sizzle call, the recorded message, and 3-way them on with me after they're done. I need you to not let today go by unless you've sampled the product 5 times. I need you to, whatever the assignment is that works inside of your company. People respond extremely well to assignments. They're waiting for them. They're expecting them. If they joined anything else, those organizations would give them assignments. They're waiting for them from you. A lot of people go with the getting started and say, well, how do you want me to help you? Like, what? The prospect doesn't want that question. The new distributor doesn't want that question. They want direction. So provide them with assignments that you have found in your company gets the best results. And let them know when they need to report back. So, 5 steps. Validate their decision, set their expectations, getting started checklist, fast start game plan, and specific assignments. You can do it all in 1 hour. All of it. Best hour you will ever spend with your brand new person. Best hour. You got it? Starting now, will you commit to me? You will not sponsor a person unless you're willing to give them this 45 minutes to 60 minutes. How many people will give me that commitment? Okay? Again, what does this provide? Just a little structure. Just a little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just a little basics of what's possible. And again, it's all in the book, the rationale behind it, the stories behind it, of how it all works. Okay? All right. Let me switch gears for a moment. I'm going to do skill number 7 tomorrow morning. But first, I want to introduce you to a friend of mine. Maria, come on up here, will you? And do we have a mic for Maria? Roger? Right there behind you. This is my friend Maria Andros. Maria is a rock star. She's my dear friend. And she has taught thousands of people how to use video online in order to be able to build their brand, to generate leads, to be able to help tell the story. If you're thinking at some point to be adding video, maybe a series of YouTube videos that you want to be able to train your organization or inspire people, tell stories, she has this wired. She has it just absolutely sussed from top to bottom. She is video marketing queen. So good. And she's my dear friend. I wanted her to just say hello to you, but I also wanted you to know we're going to do a webinar in the next 10 days or so. I'll let you know exactly when. Free webinar, won't cost anything. She's going to talk about how to incorporate video into your business. So it's something that I just wanted to make a little bit of a connection, so when I make the announcement, you'll get registered real quick. The last webinar we did, we have capacity issues with webinars. There's only 1,000 people that can get on live. Todd Falcone's webinar that we did, we had 5,400 people register. Okay, so only 1,000 people can get on live. So if you get yourself registered, do it quickly so you can be, and make sure you dial in early on those so you're part of that 1,000. We'll do it before you go into the holidays so you can use it to map out 2013 and incorporate some video marketing into that. But share a few words if you would.
Well, first of all, you are an amazing group. What a beautiful group. I've been to a lot of events and I'm on stage, and you are such a passionate, beautiful group. I just want to give you one round of applause. I'm truly, humbled and blessed to be here. Eric has really become a good friend of mine, and I was here in May, and just being in this community was really life-changing. I started off in this business, and I was a beginner, and I'm just so blessed to be able to be here with you and to share this time. So, Eric's an extraordinary leader. How many of you have, gotten an aha breakthrough insight or an idea that you can go home with after this weekend, take action on, and take it to the next level, right?
I hope so.
I just want to give Eric and his beautiful wife Marina a round of applause for an amazing event.
Well, here's what I will tell you. I just wanted you to put a face to the name. I want you to know this is coming up soon. She's really smart. She's really bright. And video is the future when it comes to communication and marketing. I'm telling you, why do you think I do a video blog and there's 730 videos or whatever there is over the course of the last 4 years? The reason why is more people watch TV than read books, unfortunately. More people watch YouTube now than watch TV. Attention spans are getting short, and people are looking for quick informational insights, and we can use online video, and the cool thing is it doesn't cost us any money to do it. We've got tools available to us that, it's not like 1988 with that big old phone anymore. Things have changed. So give her a big round of applause. I just wanted you to say hello.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll bring that back over. I'll keep it.